And welcome back to another drawing session on the phone using the Paintology drawing app. My name is Ferdouse. I'm the creator of Paintology app, and all the content you see with all the drawings that I've shown you so far. If you're new to this channel, you will know that drawing on the Paintology app is very different to drawing in most other way on the digital mediums. What I teach are not necessarily the tools to create the drawing, but to actually learn art techniques, the very techniques that are been face around traditional materials for over a few centuries. So these are the same techniques. It's just that I'm able to push this to the digital medium, because the digital medium is extremely versatile for being able to draw in this way. So let me show you some drawing using this phone. So typically I use my phone to show, I wouldn't say typically, in fact, all of my drawings that I've shown you so far in the live stream has been done this way. It's my Note 10 phone, my humble humble Samsung Note 10 Plus. I believe it's a 6.5-inch screen, but any phone will do. I've used all kinds of phone, including Pixel 3, the 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 LG phone, and P30 Huawei, and they're about 5-inch plus phones, and they're perfectly fine for making using Paintology from the Google Play Store. So this is the phone that I use, and this is the phone I will use to make this new drawing today. And so when you can use the finger, and I've shown you that fingers are perfectly fine to make a drawing, but I'm using a stylus to demonstrate because it's easier for me, because I then can see the drawing area more so and able to direct you better in the drawing. But I've made many drawings with the finger only. So let's see what we have. So the Google Play Store is actually, let me show you, is available this is the Play Store. So all you type is Paintology app there. Type that in, and you'll immediately see another app on the top. And this is because Google allows you to pay for those words, Paintology app. And majority of companies in the art world have woken up to that the Paintology app is a very searchable term, but the actual Paintology app is the one here. This is the one below it. So click on that and you'll see the app. This is the app. So remember the logo, and you'll see any types of drawings here, the screenshots of the drawing. So basically, the beauty of this app is that it teaches you techniques, and techniques that will allow you to make drawings that you cannot distinguish it from the digital artwork of many others. And the reason for that is because I don't use all the tools that most people are accustomed to when drawing digitally. And that's because I have learned some of the important techniques, or you could say the fundamental techniques of art, using when I've drawn with traditionally, such as watercolors, acrylics, pencil, charcoals, and then lots of other traditional materials. So I have a good background on that, and I'm quite good at it. And the reason I'm good at it is because because I was always good as a young kid, not because I had formal training as such. And it remained dormant with me for 30 years until I picked up paint by numbers, rekindled my interest in art, and the last few years I moved on to digital art as well and found exceptional versatility in this medium, and therefore able to add the features that you see now on the Paintology. And most people, many beginners come to it and they judge the app based on the tools, which is wrong, because you wouldn't judge a carpenter based on the tools they use, would you? Same thing as any other skilled profession. Yeah, the artists, they're not going to be based on the set of tools. They're going to be based on their artwork. That's what you should base your opinion. Do you want to reach that level of artwork? Before I show you a few of the art pieces, there's quite a few, of course. If you're on this channel, you'll see many artworks done with the Paintology, many demonstration shorts, videos, and many of the live stream you'll see, okay? So let me quickly show you some other items which are important resources. So this one, for example, Quora.com. Quora is a very popular platform for answering questions and then getting answers to many of your questions. And I have been an active member since about close to 8-10 years now. And I've answered over 1,500 questions, as you can see, and you'll find that I actually add a lot of information each day on the activities that I do with the Paintology app. So I'd encourage you to follow me, and you'll find short blurbs on the Paintology drawing app. As you can see here, this particular one was done with yesterday's live stream, and we're going to do the live stream for today, which is going to be Bear in the Woods, and I'll show you that picture. Bear in the Woods. So this is the Quora profile that I have, and you should also go to paintology.quora.com to see some of the daily. I keep a daily log of what I'm doing, including uploading pictures and videos of the stream and anything new that I'm doing. So you'll find a lot of information. And on this, on my profile, you'll find a lot of answers related to drawing in general, and covering digital drawing, and really, increasing your awareness of what digital drawing is all about. So this is where you can see, this is another one I drew, zebras. So the idea is that I take a reference image, and then I'm able to make a lot of these drawings based off of the reference image. And this is really key to improving your drawing skills and rapidly increasing your art skills and art techniques. And that is if you want to draw in this manner. And I know most people do because they love the traditional materials. If you're a beginner, don't make prejudgments about, oh, I don't like the feel of digital art. That's pretty much nonsensical. And the reason why it is because you can't judge something based on the cover, right? Just like you can't judge a book based on its cover, but people generally do, and that's a huge mistake, because you have to really delve deeper and go a little bit deeper in order to see the full merit. So the same applies to Paintology. You just have to try it and then see that how the fun of traditional drawing and painting has been brought to the digital medium. So no need for technical mastery. So if you're a beginner And if you're a beginner in digital, this is a perfect way to learn because you'll improve your drawing strokes and you'll improve your understanding of tones and values, yeah, which is essential to good drawing and painting. So that's what the resources I want to show you, Cora, and let me show you where you. I keep a list of all the live streams. That total 60 so far, I think, or more. And I've been doing that for the last 2 months on practically a daily basis, and maybe missing one per fortnight or something. But practically every day I've been doing that, and I do that with some passion and love, and I do it because I'm enjoying it. And you won't believe it, the fact that I do it, it's helping me also to shape my artwork and my techniques even further. So I will be, you will have to do a bit more catching up to catch up with me in terms of the art techniques if you were just starting out. So you need to start quickly. And I want people to learn and I want people to excel myself in artwork because I don't want to feel I'm the only one in the world that can draw like this. So daily step-by-step video tutorials on the home page, paintology.com. To get to that page, click on that, and then you'll come to this page that shows you the live streams, Google, and then on this page you will see the YouTube streams there, Paintology and Ferdouse, but then the daily breakdown of the actual details of the live stream. And you can see the subject is Bear in the Woods. And I started this earlier before I was starting this earlier because I was in a different time zone. And now here you can see that I have a reference image that I'm going to do. So the idea of this live tutorial is for you to draw along with me. So if you want to watch me draw, of course you can watch and see how I turn a reference image into a good, pretty good drawing in the matter of 2 sessions, so in say 2 hours. So I basically start off drawing in the Paintology app, and then I switch to my other channel, the Ferdouse channel in drawing. So, and then I continue in that session. I spend an hour there, and I finish the drawing. So that's how I typically do it while I'm taking you through the steps of the drawing. So following a digital drawing is far easier than following traditional because you have the same platform, same phone. So you can't really be too critical of the fact, too hard on yourself that you can't draw and blame it on the lack of skills because if you blame it on the lack of skills, it's only because you haven't practiced. Simple as that. So here is the today's 17th, and let's click on the reference image. This is the drawing that we're going to do. It's got a nice drawing. I found that it was. I'm going to download the image, and you can do the same. So download the image from there, and then let me see if I've got anything else I want to show you. Yeah, a quick word on the Google Classroom as well. You'll find a link in the description. So the core skills of art. If you're going to art, you will go to any art class, and believe me, they will teach you similar stuff. The first line of attack will be tones and values, and Paintology makes great use of that, but it has a tool that facilitates that knowledge, which are tones and values. So, if you're a student of art, you should actually show this to your teacher and see that they will agree that this kind of painting and drawing really brings out one's deep understanding of what a drawing should be. And usually a good drawing is based on shading the tones and shading the values, and tones played a very important part in color mixing in the traditional sense, like oils, watercolors, anything that's traditional art. So the idea is that to teach you these techniques in this classroom, which you can go through step by step here and follow it daily, and then it refers to tutorials that are directly on the app. Okay, so that's the resource I want to show you, and now we'll head back to my paintings. So this is my paintings. This is a section from the home page. There you access the tutorials. You can see they're all numbered, labeled, and that's for a very good reason. And they're numbered and labeled like 225 paint by numbers. These are designed, these have numbers and labels because the Google Classroom makes good use of it. So you can search here, like for example, let's go to a tutorial here. Let's go to this photorealistic tutorial. Yeah, look at this 11285, the Paintology 1111285. Okay, sorry, five there. So the tutorial will take you directly to that. So this is in landscape mode, and it will show you how to follow along with the video, which is the button here, and then you can see it will teach you. This is in landscape, so that's why it's in, and you can follow along to it. Okay, so you can follow along to it. It shows you, it gives you a quick short video. Some of them are longer. The live stream are the ones that you really want to follow. So this one is showing you in quick format how the drawing is made. Okay, so they're all of these are actually organized in that manner. I think it's probably the only app that's well organized in that manner, teaching you fundamental skills of art. I don't think any app actually has any goal or purpose in mind to teach you core skills in art. It just teaches you, it just allows you to, do some drawings and learning the tools. So the tools, it's not, Paintology is not heavily dependent on tools because it's teaching you fundamental core skills. And if you want to draw like the way that I have drawn, I'll show you. Like for example, this drawing. Now, if you want to draw like this, right? If you want to draw this in about 2 hours on the phone, there is no way you can do it with digital tools, blending, coloring, layers, and all that. This has been done on the phone with the Paintology app, and I've shown you how. If you just have to go to the previous yesterday's tutorial on this, so you can see that I point out very important aspects of art techniques that has been around for centuries in the art world. And techniques like this didn't exist 50, 100 years, 100 years ago, but if they did, believe me, Monet, Van Gogh, they will all be rushing towards it. And the reason why they would rush towards it is because it will train them. It will absolutely help them in their appreciation. It's the reason why I can do freehand drawing with such accuracy and such detail without relying on any aids, because I have trained myself to draw in this through block coloring and the other methods and techniques I'm going to show you. So I'm very happy to do this, very pleased. So what's my aim with the app? Well, the aim of the app is to bring more awareness of the digital medium to be able to draw like this, because typically the digital medium is just reliant on tools and to pick out tools, and that's been a result of the evolution of the digital medium, and I talk a lot about that and you can go to the paintology.com website and the blog to read many of the articles I've written on this subject of drawing. So it doesn't come from waking up one day and saying that I should draw like this. It's come from thinking hard and about the methods people use to draw in the digital medium, and also the techniques that are typically used to make these drawings. You can ask me, why am I good at drawing like this? Mainly because I have knowledge of art skills, and I'm very I'm very tuned to what can be used in the digital medium to create these not new techniques, but techniques that are essential to good drawing. So I'm going to show you these, and then I can probably tell you that I will a lot faster than a typical digital artist that uses all the tools, and my artwork will be mistaken for traditional artwork. So I'm hoping you're here for a good reason, and you will enjoy the journey as much as I have in developing the Paintology app, and at the same time continuing to increase my skills in drawing. Okay, so this is the app, and I can show you many drawings. There are so many that I can show you. This is one of the fox that I've done. You can see this was with no tools except two brushes, line and shade, and we're gonna stick to line and shade to do this drawing. So there are many examples. You can turn to the resources that I pointed out to you earlier. So let's go back home and let's pick up the image that we downloaded, which is that bear. Okay, so this is a wonderful picture of the bear, and I thought this would be our demo drawing an actual drawing tutorial that I'm going to show you here. So it's typically I've loaded this, you'll see it in a trace mode, and if you're a beginner, I'm going to quickly run through what this trace mode is. This trace mode allows you to pick colors from the reference image and have it transferred. Let's take this to 100%. It's a line brush. There's a lot more brush you can play with, but if you're following along with me on the line brush, then you should use what I'm using as well. It'll be easier. So let's draw this. See, this is my drawing. I just transferred that color to my drawing, and the color picker, if you keep the cursor above in the top half, you'll pick the color of the bears. These are the tones that the bear possesses in, and then here, right? This is the tones, and this is the tones of the background. Everywhere I land I'm picking out the colors, the tones. Anywhere my stylus or finger rests, after I select the color picker, it picks that localized color. That's all it is. But I take that further, and I came up with block coloring over a year ago while I was waiting to see the doctor in the waiting room, and then I was so pleased with the result that I incorporated it into Paintology. So you're not going to find this anywhere, well, as easily or adaptable as I have done, that allows you to draw. So the first thing I do, if you already know, is do a block coloring of the whole thing. You'll notice that this is very much in line with traditional drawing, where someone puts down the first foundational colors, like in art, in acrylic painting or oils. They put down the foundational colors first, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to first use the color picker, and then I'm going to use let's keep to that 17% brush size, or if you want to, and then no, I think I will probably see that's a little too big. No, actually that's fine for the background, for the trees. Okay, so 17%, 100%, that's easy to follow. So pick the color picker and just make that tree. Okay, just follow. just follow the tree line here like this. I'm doing with different various colors, yeah? And then just follow the tonal variations you see. You see how I'm picking the color picker again and again. That's really important. The reason I'm picking this color picker again and again is because I'm picking the tones where my stylus or finger rests. Yeah, and then I can there just all different colors. That you think that they're the same, but in reality, there's a lot of tones, and an actual picture will consist of thousands or hundreds of thousands of tones. That's the reason why TV manufacturers go on about the billions of colors that they can. Can you imagine in painting, you have to select the tones that are close to this drawing? And there are a lot of teachers now that are waking up to tonal painting. And this is because of this, essentially. Clicking that here, there. Okay. I'm just getting these tones here, this brush. So anywhere I see a light tone coming up, I pick the color picker. But I typically use the color picker every now and then as I go through the painting like this, just like I'm doing now. Yeah? So I can transfer the actual tones, not the exact tones, but the primary tones that is in this background color, right? Look how the color differs from the tree on the left, right? And then you'll see how all this works. It's really lovely. And you'll see all the variations of tone just in that background, and you'll be pretty shocked at how this is, that you'll be amazed at the tone. So this is tonal. Many people don't understand this tonal method, what tones are, and now you do. They understand shading. And then recently a woman in Quora asked the question, how do you become intuitive in shading? And I showed her this, and she gave me a big thumbs up when I showed her this method of shading, which she didn't understand in the traditional sense. So I'm going to go up to there and let's take a look at our drawing. Okay, so I've gone up there. See there? Can you see we've captured some of the tones at the background, right? And then notice how we captured even the green. Yeah, I'm going to switch between my drawing, like just like this. Switch, clicking on the left. My drawing, reference. My drawing, reference. Yeah, notice how this little, and then I might even reduce the brush. Let's reduce the brush about to, let's say 11%. And then let's go to the halfway point and let's pick out these little specks that I saw in the background near the ground. There are also nice little colors just to give it substance for the next step I'm going to show you. But so just bear with me while I hope you able to keep this, adding more detail. So with a smaller brush, what happens, you're able to, with this much smaller brush, you're able to get more tonal accuracy in the area, right? Like these little shapes, right? You're able to capture these tiny little tones happening at the lower level, giving beautiful detail. Don't take it too far. Just bit by bit, go along that tree, and then you'll see you filled it with the tones that are closer, true to what this image, the reference image is. And then that's the real power and key to drawing this way. Look at these lovely tones. So I'm just picking up these light and dark tones, right, and then transferring it to my drawing. That's all I'm doing. Look, so I've got a bit more detail, and I'm perfectly fine with that, yeah? So that's the first block coloring we've done, and this is the power of, similar to the traditional, but we are doing it on the phone. And this is transferring the primary tonal colors here. You might see an artist taking different 2-3 tones of the oil brush or color and then just sweeping across, building the tones. And they can create the diffuse tones at the back, you know, like the background is diffuse, but the foreground with that bear is wonderfully detailed with its very beautiful fur. And then there is some diffuse in the foreground here, which also adds some character to it. And I'm going to keep that. In the case of the elephant, charging elephant yesterday, that I actually removed a piece of weed, orange, you know, the brown weed that was actually a bit distracting on the elephant. That's why you saw what I did there, yeah? That's why. So if you look at the drawing, the actual live tutorial, see I've done it that way. So I've got 11%, and I like that brush size. So I'm going to do is continue by zooming in like this, and then capturing more of these. See, it's quite big now, isn't it? The brush seems like really big compared to what. And then I'm just going to just look how big that is, yeah? Just trying to get the, look at that tones there. So, can you see the tones there? And look at that. See, it's just so big, isn't it? You know, compared to, because we've zoomed in. That's why the phone can behave like a highly advanced digital medium. And then at that zoom feature, 420%, effectively becomes an A3 or an A4 size paper, yeah? So again, I'm going to use that here. Just laying down these light tones here, these tones here. Right, see? That's all I'm doing. I'm capturing these tones. I'm not too bothered if where it lands. I just want to capture the essence of these tones just for now and go over it. So my job is to make sure I do the first step in the drawing, and that's where the notion of drawing process comes in. And I'll explain that more as I go on. This is an extremely big brush, but I'm not too bothered. I'm going to leave out the eyes and the details there, so you can imagine that I would prefer to go over it with smaller brush than this, and we have that capability, of course. Yeah. So very quickly go over this. This is tonal understanding tones. It really does wonderfully build up your knowledge of tones that make up a drawing. You may see an artist when they have a reference image in front of them, and they may be drawing in this manner. It's very similar to, if you've always thought that digital art was very different from traditional art, it's not really. Not if you draw like this, because drawing should be fun, and it shouldn't be labeled. Look at that. There, these colors, wonderful, aren't they? And it shouldn't be labeled any different. It's an art medium, and like any art medium, it should be just like an extension of the traditional art medium. It shouldn't be very different. And the reason why it became very different is the evolution of the digital medium, which I talk a lot and the reason why many people choose to draw by relying on tools. And the tools came for a very good reason, and I talk about that in detail. It wasn't designed with the traditional artist in mind and the drawing tablets and many of the drawing apps that we have. Those apps have evolved from the necessity of serving a particular industry, which I've been through actually. It just maybe shows my age. And that industry was to support the huge growth in the online world. Brochures, illustrations, graphics, logos, and so Photoshop became the de facto standard. CorelDRAW at that time as well was big. And people think that's the only method of drawing in digitally, which is quite wrong. So, so don't assume that I'm talking without some ignorance here. I'm a very advanced user of Photoshop because I've had 30 years playing with that. But why do I choose to draw like this? Because it's the way I draw it traditionally. I'm not going to use Photoshop to draw. I use it for all kinds of things, logos, image manipulation. I use it all the time. In fact, I'm very fond of GIMP now, but I wouldn't use it for drawing this bear. Alright, so there you are. There's no pleasure in drawing with the tools. Tools are great for creating vector graphics, illustrations, all kinds of wonderful way to create digitally enhanced thing. That's why anime works really well, because anime is computer generated, and that's why you see many of the games now, they're almost becoming realistic, which is pretty amazing with some of the rendering machines. I'm just going to do that, okay? Just picking out these colors. So see how I'm going through it, right? I don't have anything in mind except just picking out the different tones and then just using it. That's it. Look, there you are. Just picking out these light tones there. This beautiful white petals looking like daisies, isn't it? That's all I'm doing. That's the first pass. Every now and then, color picker, okay? Color picker, okay? There. And just getting the notion. It's beautiful. Right. What does this do while you're having fun doing this? It's really helping you to develop your drawing strokes. And many people don't know. Drawing strokes is what children learn when they draw. They improve their drawing strokes, and then they get better in the properties of the pencil, and their drawing improves as they continue to draw. And in time, they will be drawing something far better than a stick shift person, isn't it? That's what drawing is all about. Okay. So I'm almost done here. I'm almost covered the whole thing here. And make sure you pick the colors because they vary tremendously. So let's see what we got. See, we got it's like almost like a paint by numbers. Think of block coloring as paint by numbers. Okay, nothing more than that. So we're doing very well for time. I'm gonna spend another 10 minutes in finishing this drawing, but I have to save this drawing because I'm working on a prototype of the Paintology app, and this prototype means developer has to continuously wants me to save this. He's told me to save it and then open it up. You don't have any problems with the app that you're using that you downloaded from the Google Play Store. This is Oh dear, I've got the same problem again where I started. So yes, the app has failed there. It's showing me a blue screen. So this happened before, but not to worry. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yes, we got this one. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to switch specific methods of drawing, and some of you might like this because some of you have this sort of mindset that you shouldn't be tracing in the first place, and then I'm going to prove you guys wrong, that that you won't develop the skills. You'll be 10 times, multiple times slower than someone who practices with the trace method. So if you notice that the actual drawing has now opened up with the trace without the trace bar at the top. So essentially what I'm going to do in the next session is actually to take this drawing, and I can probably share it with you, and then if you want to, you can open this up on the reference image. I'm going to actually download this and get it ready for you to draw and show you freehand way of finishing this drawing. Okay, so this is for many of you naysayers who think that you shouldn't be tracing. It's not it's just cheating or something like that, which is ridiculous. It's like saying these are the same thinking like to teach a 100 meters sprint runner. You ask him to go up and down the 100 meters 100 times a day. That's all, and just keep doing that. And you know for a fact that there is a whole program behind developing the athlete in terms of food, stamina, and muscle training, my psychological training, and so much involved. But I'm going to do this in freehand, sorry, without the aid of and then I will show you that I can take this drawing equally just like my other live streams and turn this into a good drawing without the aid of the trace bar. Okay, so please do join me and watch how I do this, because I've been meaning to do the artwork without the trace bar just to show you how you can use the same skill sets that you learned using the trace method and apply it to freehand drawing. Okay, so I will see you in about 15 minutes or so, and then just to help you keep you draw along with me, I'm going to download this image. So I'm going to share it. I share this, and then that's what I do. I save it. I share it to my drive because I like Google Drive. It allows me to save. And then once that one, you will see it. So please refer back to the paintology.com, the Udemy page, and you will see that I will have uploaded that particular reference image of the block coloring. Okay, I'll call it reference image block coloring, and you can link to it and download it on your phone. And so the next session, which will be, sorry, not in 15 minutes, that was my mistake. It is actually in 45 minutes at the GMT time, so as specified, and I will be hopping on that actual tutorial, which is on the other channel, and you'll see the link to that channel, and then we will continue to work on this and finish this drawing to make this drawing as good as almost close to the reference image. Yeah, so I'll hope to see you then. Until then, bye bye.